Good morning. Thanks for joining me for a little time to work on your posture. Today we are going to be working on our thoracic spine, our cervical spine, or our neck and our upper back, and our shoulder position. I've been super tight this week because I did a big new fit workout, and that's what we're going to do today. So you're going to need a block or pillow, a strap, and the floor, and a wall. And we're going to start on our back. We're going to make our feet extra wide with our hands out to the side. And then gently allowing your legs to roll over to one side. Allow them to settle. And then gently lift them up and slowly roll them to the opposite side, allowing them to settle. And this is great because it's creating rotation at the hip joint, the low back, pelvis is flexing and extending, and the hip is flexing and extending. It's a great way to just get everything moving. And then bring your feet back to a normal distance and put your hands on your hips. Find the front of your hip bone with two fingers and put your thumb around the side. And then roll your tailbone towards your heels, making an arch in your back, taking it as far as you can go comfortably. Probably feeling a little pull in your neck. And then when you hit your furthest point, roll your back flat to the ground. Low back. And we'll just go from point A to point B, trying to use the muscles of the hips to create this roll in our pelvis. When you go forward as far as you can go comfortably, and you roll back just until your lower back's flat on the ground. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to get ourselves on our side, with our knees out in front of us at a right angle, with our hands out in front of us, and we're going to open up one arm, keeping our knees perfectly benched together and allowing our other arm to dangle. I like to put the arm at a right angle, and that's going to encourage a little more specific of a movement in the shoulder blade. Your back arm may or may not be touching the ground, and that's okay. Just take deep breaths with your knees together and look right at your arm. This is great because it makes the body twist passively into a twist off of a neutral pelvis. And that's good. We're going to bring our hand back over our body, bringing them together and just resting for a second before rolling over to the other side and setting up the same way, keeping our knees matched up, arms matched up in front, rolling the top arm over our body and away, and keeping a right angle at the elbow, looking right at the arm, keeping these matched up. you might find that one side feels significantly different than the other. And that's pretty natural. That just shows you asymmetries that have developed in your body as a result of the way you use your body. So, if you sit leaning over to the side, twisted a little bit in your chair every day, or even for just a few days, your body is going to respond to that position and become different according to it. So it'll tighten up on one side to support the posture you're taking and loosen up on the other side. And then, even though you're better at sitting in that position, that's going to show up when you need to do anything else. So by taking time to access your ranges of motion, claim your native mobility, you can keep your body healthy and balanced. And we're going to bring our hand back over. And let's come to our hands and knees. Pad your knees if you need to. I'm going to have you spread your fingers, make your hands wide, arms are straight, shoulders are back. And you're going to roll your elbows in towards your knees and out to the sides. Keeping your neck pretty neutral, small engagement in the belly button. Keeping your back pretty straight. Trying to get all the motion to go in and around your shoulder blades and your thoracic spine. And then, put your hands sideways or backwards. The goal would be to point your fingertips at your knees. If you're not able to do that, out to the side will work just fine, just to get a stretch in the forearm. Now, this isn't a position you probably access very often, so be gentle with yourself and don't push into any pain. But we're just going to wiggle around a little bit. Side to side, a little forwards and backwards, maybe some circles. Keeping that little bit of tension in your belly, hopefully keeping your shoulders together. And then bring your hands back around. And let's go into an elevated child's pose. So you're going to drop your rib cage to your thigh, put your forehead on the ground with your palms spread, a little bit of tension in the arms, and take deep breaths into the space where your legs and your belly are touching. And this is a great position because due to the way you're holding yourself, when you breathe in, your diaphragm is going to naturally involve itself to a much greater degree in your breath. So when you exhale fully in elevated child's pose, your diaphragm is sure to contract. And then when you inhale again, due to a principle called reciprocal inhibition, your diaphragm will stretch a little bit more than it could previously. So you just want to get that full, complete exhale, possibly pause, and then inhale to your max capacity with each breath. Now if you feel lightheaded, take it easy, and also understand that your diaphragm is probably not working very well. So when you're getting a more regular amount of oxygen, your body isn't used to processing it. So that's something for you to practice. Then we're going to come back up. Nice rectangular squared position for our hands and knees. We're going to start with the hips, tucking our hips under, arching our back, rounding our shoulders, and tucking our chin. Take a big breath in, make a big breath out, and then inhale into the opposite position. Untucking your hips first, dropping your belly, pushing your chest forward, shoulders come together, look up. And you should have inhaled into the position, now you're going to exhale. Inhale again. Then exhale into the opposite position, rounding your hips, tucking your belly, rounding your shoulder, tucking your chin. Inhale in the position. Exhale on the transition. Go your own pace, and we'll do 3 to 5 more. Okay, that's good. Great job. Now let's get our pillow. We're going to lie on our back. With our pillow right between our knees. Palms out to the side, maybe down or up. Whatever works for you as long as your palms are up. Big toe pressure. Squeeze your pillow with about 70% of your effort, and then relax, holding it for 2 to 3 seconds at a time, trying to keep your back and your hips settled on the ground as they are when you press and release. There shouldn't be any extra rolling or lifting or shifting. Just the press coming straight from the hip flexors and the adductors. Great job. And that was great because it uses the hip flexors the same way, which are a big dictator in pelvic position. So if you can use them the same way, they're going to foster a similar position of your hips. And we pair that with the strap to do the same thing with other areas of our hip. And together, they'll balance our pelvis really well. So we got our strap on our knees, on our thighs, just above our knees. big toe pressure, pressing out on the strap. Now it's important to have a strap that doesn't stretch because it's the trapped force that promotes balance in your body. Due to the control point, the only thing your body can make when you press is balance, no matter how unbalanced it is. Just like with the flexor press, pressing for 2 to 3 seconds at a time and relaxing. Maintaining the big toe pressure the whole time, not letting the hips roll, lift, or shift while you're pressing. Okay, now keep your big toe pressure, and I'm going to have you maintain a press on the strap. So pick a comfort level for you in terms of the pressure you're applying. I'm going to try to maintain like 60 to 70%. Then we're going to interlace our fingers, push our palms away, and bring our hands over our head. And we're going to try to get the outsides of our hands flat on the ground, arms are straight, palms are pressing away, strap is being pressed constantly. And we're going to take deep breaths here for about 1 minute. This is going to be our last little exercise today. And this is great because it's utilizing 2 control points, a lot of force. Those forces are going to meet somewhere in the middle of your body and force your body to resolve itself as a unit. So some things are going to start to change and shift so that you can better support the position that you're accessing. Let's try and hold on for at least 6 more breaths. If you really wanted this to be amazing, you would do it for 2 minutes. Keeping your palms pressed tight, your elbows tight, your big toes pressed, your strap pressed. Trying to exhale all the way, all the air out of your body. Inhale fully each time. And then let your arms relax and slip off your strap. And shake yourself out however you need. Great job. Thanks so much for joining me to work on our posture today. My neck feels awesome, and that's not always the case. Hope you have a really great day, and I'll see you next time.